Good morning. For you folks who are going, how come he ain't in the car? Hang on, I better adjust the camera. Oh no, it's an avalanche of goodness. My nip naps were hanging out. um, Mommy, Mommy, there's a naked fat man on the computer. He's talking about my show. No, I'm in my pants. Okay? And given what I've seen some of the female YouTubers out there wearing these days just for reaction videos, you're getting off light. Okay. I'm not kidding. It's not all the reaction channels, but like I said, I've been noticing that lately that necklines start to drop as the viewer count drops. I'm not kidding. It's just, or unnecessary posing. I saw this one reaction channel the other day. The gal was like striking a pose and like she was going to be on the cover of Cosmo or some shit. I'm like, are you kidding me? She's got her leg up on the sofa in tight leather pants, and I'm like, this isn't the shoot for Easy Rider. It's a reaction video. Ugh. But okay, it's Monday morning. And yes, I am not in the parking lot. Reason being is because I didn't sleep very well last night, and so it's been at least a couple months, I think, before I called off, and so I'm kind of sort of playing hooky, but well, it happens to the best of us. I don't make a habit out of it. Yeah. There's been a lot of talk. All right, the Omega Files is going to go live this Friday. I wanted to announce that about 8 p.m. Eastern time-ish. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. I backed it up to Friday because there was a lot of people who hadn't seen the episode yet. Plus, we got folks who live in other countries, and I wanted to put it on a weekend day so this way they don't have to worry about getting up and going to work. And plus, I used to do those last minute, 5 minute after the show aired podcasts, and I figured this way we got a chance to all sit back, relax, and kind of take in what we're going, what we're going to talk about. Of course, Nardcotic and the Wiley boys are having a good old time because they're completely misreading the ratings numbers again, as usual. Okay, 2.4 and 2.6. All right, here's the difference. Now, I was about to go into that. All right. Keep in mind, this is the first time ever that they've had the episode available at midnight before it was aired later. So we got to sit back and find out what the Disney numbers were. Plus, we'll be getting the +7s, and that's the official number. But at the same time, I'm kind of worried. And I know I'm going to be previewing you a bit on what I'm going to say on the Omega Files, but I can't hold it in any longer. I love Russell T. Davies. I love his work. And I'm loving how people are, their favorite chiming in on this is, Jody and Chibnall helped dig the hole. Oh, God, I saw that one earlier today. Exactly. This is the first time ever that the episode has streamed first. And then it would air later. So you have to add that. I'm not going to be a BBC shill at the end of this week. I can tell you that right now. Because I'm one of the ones who is of the opinion that Space Babies... I'm not going to give you my... Sorry. I'm a little bit dry this morning. I'm not going to give you my definitive net rating number. But Space Babies was fun. It was entertaining. It was light. And I enjoyed it. Had a smile on my face through the whole episode. Yet people are putting it at Love and Monsters bad. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh, that's disgusting. Anybody here remember Beast Below? Where Matt Smith and Karen Gillan were up to their eyeballs in, space whale vomit? I had that feeling. I enjoyed it. And of course, the methane gas built up. So they literally farted the station to where it goes. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for any of you who are on board. I have not seen it yet. So I'm going to probably rate Space Babies higher, pretty highly. I enjoyed it. That's all that mattered. I had a smile on my face. I was laughing. I was entertained. Then Devil's Court happened. For some reason, like I said, I'm not going to argue with anybody. Like I said, I'm not going to get into this big fight. But Devil's Court didn't quite hit the mark. And this is something you better get used to me saying, because I'm going to say it again during the Omega Files. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to Christopher Nolan, Jon Favreau, and many others, I'm talking, of course, about the Fallout TV series, The Mandalorian, and all that. The bar's here. It's up here. This is where the bar is now. These two showed that good TV writing can still happen in the Star Wars universe. Christopher Nolan showed us that, yes, you can create a video game-based TV series that is damn good. Devil's Court to me didn't quite hit the mark. Space Babies didn't either, but like I said, I'm not going to... So, Russell's hitting right about where this hand is. See, hi, I'm Russell. It's almost not there. Okay, I'm going to probably get attacked for this. I'm going to probably get yelled at that for this, because I already have been. The villain was a Batman villain. Right out of 1966. And I'm not talking the good Batman villains that came later with the Nolan movies. And of course the Keaton, the Burton films. This was, oh goodness, if it did make it into the 90s, this was Batman Returns or Batman Forever bad villains. I do not know what Jinx Monsoon's acting credentials are. But I was sitting there watching this and I'm thinking, I could probably think of at least half a dozen good actors who could have pulled this off. It's just, it didn't work for me. That part was way too cheesy. It was way too campy. And someone goes, well, you liked Neil Patrick Harris. And I go, yeah, but that's Neil Patrick Harris. He actually convinced me, he had me going in that role. And like I said, I wish Jinx all the luck in the world. But no. The Maestro to me was halfway expected to see Adam West and Burt Ward come running around the corner in costume and say, stand aside, doctor, we got this. So maybe it's just me. I don't know. Also, the episodes have been reduced in size. We dedicated an entire segment to play, like I said, I love music. I like musicals. But did we have to have this big fat music segment right in the middle? And I'm like, it just felt to me like the episode was being padded. I'm not kidding. The Devil's Court to me felt like a padded episode. And then you have the scene where the doctor is showing Millie, sorry, not Millie, I mean Ruby Sunday, that the future's not set. Ladies and gentlemen, that scene is literally almost copy and pasted right out of Pyramids of Mars. I know Russell's going to call it a homage, but it felt to me like he copied and pasted this scene and thought, well, the new fans aren't going to know, about it, so I'll just slip it under the rug. That's what it felt like to me. And the thing is, we only have so much time per episode, yeah. I'm not kidding when I watch the scenes, because there's clips of the other scene I'm referring to on YouTube. I'm like, is this homage or is this plagiarism? Because now I was glad, of course, for the fan thing where we mentioned that, 1963 at this time. As a matter of fact, there's a meme out there I'm dying laughing at. Where he makes the reference that right now he's at Totter's Yard and all that with Susan. And then the meme is, of course, Ruby saying, well, can't we go visit her? And they inserted the line, no, because some dickhead is holding on to the footage. And I got a laugh out of him. Yeah, it was a good way to do it, but he copied someone else's work. That's what it felt like to me. I'm glad that he did do it for the new fans, but it felt like, hello, Philip, can I just take a whole scene from your show and rewrite it into mine? It just felt copied. You see what I mean? And we've got too much of that going on out there. How would I have done it differently? Okay, you would have to give me a little bit of time on that one. Like I said, I'm not going to pop it off the top of my head right now. Because the reason I didn't go into work today is I had about 2 hours of sleep. I had a really shaky night for some reason, and it doesn't happen often. But I will sit down and think about that. That's by the time we get to Omega Files. But like I said, I'm not going to say, though, the whole thing's going down the toilet. I'm not going to say the whole thing is spiraling into the abyss and... Plus, we know a reason why there's a lot of people who are still going nuts out there because... All right, yeah, I don't know. I did like how they did the resolution where it wasn't the Doctor and it wasn't Ruby. Because while the Doctor is a genius, maybe, music isn't, because there are people out there who are dead on geniuses, they can play a piano, they can all that, but composition just isn't their thing. So I'm glad they resolved it the way they did. But then we come to the 2.5 minutes at the end. 2.5 minutes for a completely unnecessary, contributes nothing to the plot, musical number. Yes, there have been musical numbers in Doctor Who before, and yes, and all that, but they at least contributed to the story. This was just thrown in for shits and giggles. And I remember a time back during Torchwood when, all right, I'm going to stretch for a title. I can't remember what it is. Maybe you can fill me in. It's the one where Jack and Tosh wound up back in World War II, where they meet the original Captain Jack Harkness. There was supposed to be a musical number in the episode where Jack sings Anything Goes. They cut it for time, and it had nothing to do with the plot. It was just there. And I'm sorry, but the pointometer went downward when I'm like, so let me get this straight. We threw in this completely unnecessary musical number. We've padded up, and once again, it just feels like they padded it up to 45 minutes. It was the episode. You see, that's why my brain scrambled. Thank you very much, Mark. Like I said, it's just sometimes I can't think of the title. Like I said, the storylines are always stuck in my head. But thank you. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to be one of them guys who's, going to be reserving my, diving board off the top of the, nearest high building. I'm not going to be one of the ones who said the whole show is being suctioned down into the 10th level of hell. But like I said, we're early days yet, so let's see what's going on. And before we condemn anything for the ratings, let's see what the actual consolidated ratings are. Yes, before you start stage diving into a pit of acid, let's see what the consolidateds are, because that's where the real proof of the pudding is. And like I said, I'm glad people enjoyed it. Like I said, but Devil's Core did not work for me. I'm glad it worked for a majority of the audience, don't get me wrong. But I don't know. Exactly. Just enjoy what you're watching. And that, like I said, second episode just seemed like it was a, padded episode to me. It just, I don't know. Okay, well, everybody, like I said, good morning. If you haven't called your ma and said Happy Mother's Day, it's been less than 24 hours. You better do it now and say belated, or otherwise you're going to get your ass kicked. Have you seen what 10 centimeters dilated looks like? Okay, let me run a quick through some headlines, because there's one other thing I wanted to cover, and I was about to completely forget it. Okay. Now, this came out a week ago, and I still haven't heard anything about it. But they're claiming Nicola Coughlan will be the new, and I probably just butchered her name, I'm sorry, will be the new Doctor Companion in the Christmas Festival, and there was no sign of Millie or Verada during the filming for this one. Like I said, let's keep our ears to the to the wall, noses to the grindstone and all that before we go crazy on this, okay? So, I'm digging, and I want to find out. Of course, there's been a lot more pictures about Boom flying around, and theories about Susan Twist and all that. Some people have even said that RTD would go to the point of just hiring an actor based off their name, and I'm like, yeah, like I said, we'll have to wait and see if it's true or all that. Exactly, Saeed. That's what I said. Let's wait till the end of the week when we get the consolidateds, and then we'll panic. If the consolidated number isn't so high, we'll grab our torches, our pitchforks, and we'll mark it on Badwill Films. We will tear down the green screens. We'll do nasty things to the CGI horses. Well, I don't even want to go down that thing, so. I know. But like I said, I know there's people out there talking about it. Let's see what happens before we go crazy. Alright, take care, everybody. I'm going to go get some sleep. Probably not, but. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Yeah, we know Moffat wrote the episode for Boom. Oh, you mean the episode she's in? Okay, yeah, but like I said, I'll have to wait and see. Take care, because I know he's written more than one. Like I said, I heard a while back that he's written at least 2 for the new era by now, so Boom just be one of them. Oh. Take care, everybody. I'm going to bed. I'm really like run down, so have a good one. Be kind, be calm, be safe, and enjoy.